Good afternoon. It is Friday, April 6th. I got off work a bit early today. I came home, and throughout today, I've kind of been considering trying to go see Hamilton. I love the music. It's a Broadway show that is currently at the Fox Theater, which is like a fancy indoor theater that we have in the area, unlike the Muni, which I will be going to at least a few times over the summer. And there are a couple tickets left for tonight. There's actually tickets left that's here for, 2 weeks maybe? Sort of, close to that. And I was thinking, okay, I might make a decision, either try and grab one last minute or maybe plan for something in the future. And I found out basically that apparently after a few days, the tickets double in price. So the first handful of days that the show is in town, it's like half cost. So the only tickets that are really left right now are like $250 for tonight, and I can't do it. But even the cheaper ones, the cheaper seats that are available later in the week or next weekend, double in cost to be right around $250, $225, even for the worst seats. So I could go tonight, spend $250 and get a pretty decent seat. But I just can't afford it. I cannot responsibly put the money towards that with other things that I need to afford. And I know, 2 shows after that is Phantom of the Opera. And, of course, I went and saw that however many years ago at the Fox Theater. Shows come back. This is a big show. It swept the Tonys the year it came out. It was awesome. Exciting Tony year. It'll be back. Might be a handful of years. I know Phantom of the Opera has been back a couple times since when I saw it. Every few years. So I might have to wait several years to see it. But it'll be back. And I'll just, I guess at this point my thought is I'll just wait and hopefully get to see it the next time it comes around. So I guess I'll try and sort out something else to do with my day. Being financially responsible. Humbug. And while not the most exciting thing, something I need to do. Continuing to sort through clothes. I got some that just got stuffed in that drawer there. So I'm going to grab those. And I also have this box. It's labeled Adam Clothing. And in it are that's an old work uniform from my first job. I was in high school at the time. I don't need that. I no longer work at the computer shop. No longer need scrubs. That is... No. Is it an apron? Where's that even from? I mean, it's an apron, but I don't know why I have it. Again, more old work uniforms. I bet that's a gown from when I graduated high school. There's Pizza Hut. More old work uniforms. There's Papa John's. I don't need any of those. I don't work at those places. I certainly don't fit the same sizes as I wore at that time. So yeah, this box is pretty much almost all going to be just stuff that I can get rid of because I don't need... Like I said, I've said it before. I've been a hoarder. I'm getting better. So yeah, that quickly filled up this container of stuff that I'm getting rid of. as well. So there's that. And I did decide, you know, I'm not completely over this. I decided to keep name tags. Getting rid of the uniforms, which I have multiple copies of, because I don't need them. But name tags, I was like, okay, that's enough to remember there. And also I found this Cinderella Wore Combat Boots shirt from my high school, where I was the sound crew. So that's kind of cool. Probably don't really need to keep that. But it's got my name on it, so I'll keep it a little bit longer. And another thing that technically makes sense to keep because I use it as a paint shirt. But when I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, that has an interesting story to it. I took a number of painting classes at the community college. And taught by, I believe his name was Brian Smith. There's a drawing of him on my shirt. And I just thought that's kind of an interesting story to tell. During like each class, pretty much, there would be a time where we would do like basically a field trip, go to an art museum. One of those happened to have a class where I had a couple friends in there. One of them drew that, the other worked at a screen printing shop. And basically they worked together and pretty much said, hey, everyone, if you bring in a white shirt, we have a drawing of the teacher's face. We're going to screen print it on all the shirts and then show up to the field trip and all wear his face as we go around the art museum as a group. And it was the most fun day. Because first, we didn't tell the teacher that we were doing this. So we just sort of show up and just sort of, all put on shirts with his face on it. And he just had such, it gave him a bit of a power trip walking around the museum. Because he's walking around and telling, talking about different things and such. But now all of a sudden, the group that he's leading is all wearing his face. It was quite a fun day. And it was particularly fun because it was involved with friends. And I was, you're pretty much, by the time you get very far into a art class, you're friends with most of the people in the class anyways. But it was fun. And I will keep that shirt because that shirt is still a good paint shirt because it doesn't matter if it got paint on it. After that day, I then used it in class as a paint shirt so that, because I always had to have a shirt or two that I could wear to make sure that, when painting, if I got paint on me, it didn't matter. That one already was one I was never going to wear anywhere else. So it automatically became a paint shirt. And clothes aren't the only things I need to be sorting through. I got more boxes in here, and this one here is labeled Legos. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's accurate. It's got old Lego sets in it. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to take out the sets. I'm trying to think. Yeah, there's a lot of empty space in there. What I'll probably do is maybe, I might cut off part of the box if I want to keep it. But I think what I'm going to try and do is sort of flatten them out. Put all the pieces in like big Ziploc bags or something if I can. And this might not work for every set, but for a lot of sets I think it will. And then put them in, boxes. Like I have a few sets in there, I might do the same thing to those. But basically try and consolidate as many Lego sets as I can into as small a space as I can in order to help me store things better. And I've gone through that bin. Most of the Legos are now in here. I got rid of a bunch of boxes, and I cut up some, like if they had cool, like some of the old Lego boxes have like alternate construction, like options that there are no instructions for, but they're pictured on the back of the box, so I want to keep that. So there's sort of stuff like on the sides here and such. A couple of them were full enough that it didn't seem worthwhile getting rid of the boxes. I'm like, there's like a couple like similar sets all stuffed together in there. Otherwise, I bagged up a bunch of stuff and got in there. And there's a little more room for some more Legos, but I got more Legos coming, so that's fine. I'll probably put together another box for those other sets that I have there. And get those all put in the closet. Otherwise, right now, I spoke with Nick. Him and Ryan are going to head over, and we're going to go out to, I think, Denny's, so that at least I have something fun to do today. Because otherwise, it's just all work instead of going and having fun in order to save money. And that's no fun. I'm sitting here watching YouTube waiting for my friends to be here. They're supposed to be here like 5 minutes ago. I'm hungry. It's 6. It's 5 after 6 even. I know that. I think I ate like 2 microwave sliders for lunch at like noon, and that's all I've had today at all. So I am very hungry. We're going to Denny's. Should be nice. I'm confused at this point. It's 6:20. Neither of them have showed up. Did I miss out on something? What did I do wrong? Hanging out, waiting. Decided to move the shelf into position there. Had to pull things out to do so. I was like, I got some time. I have friend. Is Ryan not coming? No. Okay. I noticed he was still just sort of sitting on Discord. I was like,
no, his parents brought home food and called me to tell me.
Okay. I was like, I didn't see anything no to that, but I was like, okay, apparently.
It's like me being late. Yeah, that's just something that...
You know, it was both of you being late that was weirding me out. I'm like, why are they both... I mean, how is neither of them here? But if he's not coming, then it's just one person. That's fine. Okay. At Denny's. Trying to hide the microphone from the wind. Probably not working. It's very windy. This is unusual. I chose to get breakfast. Nick chose to get lunch. And I wasn't sure what the choices of bread were, so I just sort of left it out and hoped they'd ask. They did. They had sourdough. That's good. Our order didn't actually get placed when we placed it. About 20 minutes later, when we were starting to wonder where food was, she came up and re-got it. So we're still waiting. It's now been 35 minutes probably. Food has arrived at last. Sourdough toast incoming. Toast. So yeah, food was good. It took a little longer due to a sleep-deprived waitress, but she got her boss to comp it, so free meal is worth the wait. Nick was saying, I was like, yeah, I'll agree with that. It's definitely worth saving the money to sit there for an hour.
Let's be fair, that was like an hour and a half. I got at your place at 6:30, then...
It's been about an hour and a half since we got here, though, so let's assume it took at least... Okay, a little over an hour. But that also includes eating time, so not by much more than an hour of the wait.
Yeah.
But it was... He had chicken strips and mashed potatoes, I had breakfast food. Nothing that takes long to cook, but... We were starting to wonder before she came up, like... What's taking so long? She comes up and is like, I'm trying to trace down your order. What did you order? I was like, oh, that's a good sign. The waitress comes up and says, what did you order again? You've been waiting for an awful long time. Oh well. And I hoped I would get more done this evening. That wasn't terrible. I mean, I got enough done today to clear off that. Some stuff out of these. Of course, I got that shelf put up there. There was an extra box under that table that's now gone. So I did all right with actually getting some stuff taken care of today. And I got a full bin that I need to get over to my mom's so stuff can go to a resale shop. I have a pile of garbage that needs to be thrown away, but you know, I'll get to that. Otherwise, it's getting late. That extra time So sitting around waiting at Denny's definitely ate into my day a bit. But I had fun hanging out with Nick while it was going on, so it was okay. But yeah, I'm gonna head to bed. Thank you for joining me. Join me as my journey continues. Bye.